We often hear these terms, narcissist, empath, thrown around, often in opposition, but what if I told you they're not as different as we think? What if their dynamic, rather than being a battle of opposites, is actually a reflection of shared wounds, a dance of two souls, both craving wholeness but seeking it in vastly different ways? Today, we're going to dive deep into the heart of this complex dynamic. We'll explore the 7 key areas where narcissists and empaths mirror each other, revealing the hidden struggles and unmet needs that fuel their interactions. This isn't about labeling or judging, it's about understanding. It's about recognizing the humanity in both, the pain beneath the surface, and the potential for healing that exists when we dare to look beyond the masks we wear. We often think of narcissists as having inflated egos, believing they're superior. But beneath that grandiosity lies a fragile sense of self-worth. They need constant validation, admiration to fill the void within. Empaths, on the other hand, often struggle with feeling worthy of love and belonging. They overgive, sacrifice their own needs, hoping that by being good enough, they'll finally earn the love they crave. Both are driven by a deep-seated lack of self-love, seeking external validation to compensate for the emptiness inside. One says, "I am everything." The other whispers, "I am nothing," yet both feel the same ache in their hearts. Boundaries, those invisible lines that define where we end and others begin. Both narcissists and empaths struggle with boundaries, but in opposite ways. Narcissists bulldoze through boundaries, their needs always coming first. They lack empathy and disregard the impact of their actions on others. Empaths, however, struggle to set healthy boundaries, often absorbing the emotions and needs of those around them. They say yes when they mean no, prioritize others' well-being over their own, leaving them feeling depleted and unseen. One takes without asking, the other gives until there's nothing left, both blurring the lines of where one soul ends and another begins. Love. That elusive feeling we all long for. Yet both narcissists and empaths often find themselves caught in the trap of conditional love. Narcissists seek love through admiration and validation. They need to be the center of attention, the best, the brightest, to feel loved. Empaths, on the other hand, believe they must earn love through giving and fixing. They pour their energy into others, hoping that their selflessness will be reciprocated with the love they yearn for. Both believe love must be earned, not freely given, perpetuating a cycle of unhealthy dependence. In the dance between narcissist and empath, both lose sight of their true selves. The narcissist constructs a carefully crafted persona, a mask of charm and confidence to hide their vulnerability and fear of inadequacy. The empath, ever attuned to the needs of others, loses themselves in the shadows, their own desires and dreams fading into the background. Both disconnect from their authenticity, their true selves buried beneath layers of conditioning and fear. One hides behind a facade, the other disappears into the needs of others, both losing sight of the unique soul within. Chapter 5. The Shared Terror, Abandonment. Deep down, both narcissists and empaths share a profound fear of abandonment. Narcissists, terrified of vulnerability and rejection, build walls of arrogance and control. They push others away before they can be left, their need for control a shield against the pain of abandonment. Empaths, on the other hand, cling tightly to relationships, even unhealthy ones. They overgive, people please, and make themselves indispensable, all in an attempt to avoid the heartache of being left behind. One pushes away, the other holds on too tight, both bound by the same primal fear. Chapter 6. The Dance of Power and Control. Power and control become the language of their unspoken dance. The narcissist, driven by a need for dominance, seeks to control others to feel secure. They manipulate, belittle, and exploit to maintain their position of power. Empaths, often unconsciously, relinquish their power, submitting to avoid conflict and maintain a semblance of peace. They shrink themselves, silence their needs, and become entangled in the narcissist's web of control. One dictates the steps, the other follows, a delicate, destructive dance of power imbalances. Vulnerability, that raw, tender space within us all. It's where shame resides, but also where courage and connection blossom. Both narcissists and empaths fear vulnerability, but they armor themselves in different ways. Narcissists hide behind masks of arrogance and disdain, terrified of revealing their perceived flaws. Empaths, often carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders, bury their vulnerability beneath layers of selflessness and silence. Both fear that if they are truly seen, they will not be loved, so they hide, one in plain sight, the other in the shadows. The narcissist and the empath, two sides of the same coin, reflecting back to each other the unhealed wounds within. It's easy to judge, to label one as the villain and the other the victim, but the truth, as always, is far more nuanced. Their dynamic, though seemingly opposite, stems from a shared wellspring of pain. The fear of unworthiness, the longing for love, the terror of being abandoned. They are mirrors reflecting back to each other the shadow aspects that both have yet to face within themselves. But within this reflection lies the potential for profound healing. For when we begin to see the shared humanity, the wounded hearts beneath the masks, we open the door to compassion, to understanding, and ultimately to the freedom that comes from embracing our authentic selves.